stretch to your right, stretch to the left. Yes, just shake the person next to you. Just shake with the person next to you. Can you just try and stretch your leg a bit? Be careful of the seat in front of you. Yes, just take 1 or 2 jumps. Let's go. 1, 2. Some of you are not doing it. 1, 2. If you sleep, I will ask you to come and do front jump here. So don't sleep. Thank you. Sit down. And those of you outside, please, can you just come in? Can you give yourself a round of applause? Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Mr. David Fakponda, founder Things Up, to speak to us on maximizing relationships on campus, the myths, principles, gains, woes, boundaries, and your arsenal. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Fakponda.
Thank you, ma'am. So excited to be here this morning. I would like to first of all appreciate the Vice Chancellor, all our principal officials, and please you would permit me to also say, let's put our hands together again for our fathers and our mothers in the house. Is that the best we can do this morning? Is that the best we can do this morning? I want to say this morning that the student affairs is doing so much, and I think the impact of student affairs, not just on Futa campus, but on almost all campuses across institutions, is usually underrated. There are many students who would have committed suicide, many students who would have given up on their dreams, if not for the strategic impact and the role of student affairs across different campuses in this country. Can you once again put your hands together for them? I consider it a rare privilege, remembering that many years ago, precisely 2009, I was seated just like you. Thank you, ma'am. I was seated just like you, but definitely not here, at the TI Francis the DBE Auditorium as an undergrad level student. And it's amazing how much of growth and impact can happen in one's life just under a decade plus. So although I've been called a guest lecturer or speaker, I want to say that Futa is my home, and I'm so privileged to be doing this. This is a rare privilege to give back to my alma mater. Of the greatest Futarian! Greatest Futarian! Now, the topic I've been asked to speak to this morning is such that you cannot afford to act like you don't know what we are talking about. So in the next few minutes, I want to talk to us on what I've titled Maximizing Relationship on Campus. The myths, the principles, the gains, the woes, the boundaries, and your arsenal. I want to encourage you to write. And before I get deep into the topic of discourse, I would like to help you understand what I'm gunning at this morning. I have just 2 objectives as displayed on the screen. The first is to empower you to understand the power, the purpose, the principles, and dynamics of relationship, not just on campus, but also beyond campus. Number 2, to help you maximize relationship within and beyond the campus at its optimum while avoiding the landmines. Because I know that the time I have here is so short compared to what is in my heart. Permit me to say that my cloud is heavy. It's about to rain, but we don't have such time to communicate everything in my heart. I want to promise you that in case I'm unable to cover my slides, I want to connect with you beyond now. So I have a link up there. I would like you, I know this is a smart age, I would like you to just follow the link over there and do a quick registration. I want to promise you that I would have promised you that for every day for the next 90 days, I will write you a personal note to cover some of these things, but it's obviously impossible because of my other schedules. So I'll promise you that once in a week, I will write you personally I'm willing to hold your hands and guide you along the journey. By the way, our organization have a track record of having helped hundreds and thousands of undergraduates, not just in Nigeria, in Futa, but also across other institutions, become their very best. We have raised first class people who are doing great businesses, people who have are currently studying for their PhD outside the country. So you can be sure that you are in safe hands. Let me just say it that way. So let's dive into the real business. I know somebody will be wondering, this is an academic institution, it's an academic discourse, so why talk about relationship? I mean, who cares about your love life? Who cares about who you talk to and who you don't talk to? It's because I had the rare privilege of working as a teaching assistant for 2 years in Futa. And please, I want you to follow me, make sure you're not distracted. And within the 2 years, apparently, I loved lecturing, but I knew right in time that my passion is not really lecturing, but counseling students. And within the 2 years of interacting at close quarters with students, I discovered that there were many students who have no business having carryovers, who have no business failing in school. Guess what? I discovered that about 80 to 95% of the reasons most students fail on campus is relationship. But nobody talks about relationship. Because everybody believes that if you fail in class, you're not serious. If you have carryover, something is wrong with you. What are you doing when your mates are reading? But I've met lots of students. There is no way that student can cope in class. You can't sit in class with a shattered and battered heart. Again, if you think this topic is overrated, there is this great leadership expert. In fact, I call him the #1 leadership expert in the world. He goes by the name Dr. John C. Maxwell. Now, he has the very popular quote that everything rises and falls on what? Do we read that talk? Everything rises and falls on what? On leadership. Can we say that? Say everything rises and falls on leadership. Now, it's clear for our country, Nigeria. If the last time you went to the market, you bought the same product for the same price, you must have had some special anointing. Nothing, in fact, sometimes it's so bad that you go to the market, you are given 2 different prices in a single day. Somebody said Africa is blessed with everything else but leadership. But I believe this generation will change that narrative. Am I talking to you? Am I talking to you? I need some energy in this room. Am I talking to you? But if everything rises and falls on leadership, do you realize that there is something called the nucleus of leadership? So I have a personal quote, and I say that everything rises and falls on relationship. Because you cannot lead without relationship. Leading people is building relationships with people. That tells you that your experience on campus, either it will be sour or sweet, will be dependent on the kind of relationship that you keep. So what is relationship? Relationship I define as the way in which 2 or more people or things are connected. Please note is greetings, right? Right? So if I walk up to you and say, hello, how are you? How are you doing? You greet me, right? You're happy to meet a stranger. Now, if I sustain that conversation with you for the next 10 minutes, you may like me, but you don't know me. Did you hear what I just said? You may find out that you're liking me or you're liking the idea of talking to me even though you don't know me. Why? Human beings have the capacity to sustain a great conversation while they keep their intention. So for instance, a guy walks up to you regardless of his level. Maybe some of you, while you're doing your registration, all those departmental executives, fine girl, how far? See as you light up and down. And they see all of those stuffs. And in your heart, you think this person is just complimenting me. Meanwhile, in his head, you're a goner. He's able to keep the intent. So if a person walks up to you and say, hey, you look so beautiful, you will be immature to say, don't tell me I'm beautiful. Am I right? Am I right? That's immaturity. It's a compliment. If you're mature, you say, oh, thank you. Then you walk away. Now, you are able to accept the conversation even though you don't have access to the intention. And listen to me, like I said earlier, every single woe that people have sustained or wound in the last few years is due to the fact that you are not always able to decipher people's intention from the set goal. Having said that, let me reiterate it this way. Every conversation has a common factor. Interest that triggers thoughts. So I'm seated here, I'm looking at that brother over there or the lady over there, then I think, whoo, I like this person. Right? How many of you can walk up to a person you ate? Is it possible? Talk to me. Is it possible? You must have liked something about them. Their beauty, how they spoke, how they are dressed, their composure. Or maybe you notice that their daddy is Dangote, so something is telling you, if I connect with this person, my future is secure. Right? There must be something external. And sometimes, sincerely, it may not be external. It may just be intuition. How many of you have been there before? You are just in a place, there's nothing grandiose about this person, but something just tells you that I think I should be this person's friend. Until you get closer and you start unwrapping the, like they would say, you are opening the wraps of the moi moi or the pap, as the case may be. Then from thoughts, you decide, oh, I think I should talk to this person. Then what happens? Talk to me. Action. That action can be communication, proposal, or show of interest. I would like to be your friend. And sometimes it's not even verbalized. Right? Right? Good. Then, if you make an attempt to connect, and the person says yes, what happens? Deal is sealed. Friendship has begun. But I hope you realize there are many friendship types that did not start from, can I be your friend? Right? How did it start? We just get talking, and we just discover that. I want to counsel every young lady seated here this morning. One of the greatest highway to heartbreak is to assume that because somebody shows interest in you, exceptional interest, it means the person wants to date you. If you know this, you will know peace in your life. So why is it important to talk about relationship? It's because relationship has power to change you forever. Let me say something right now, that before you open the door of your heart through your ears to a person, please realize that no two relationship leaves you the same. Somebody says, why? And I'm about to tell you. Because when you're connecting with people, if I'm meeting you for the first time, do you realize that I'm not just meeting you? Let me tell you what you do each time you connect with people. You are connecting with their past, with their present, and with their future. If that is all you're connecting with, it probably would have been saved. But there is a bigger trouble. And guess what the bigger trouble is? That you are also connecting with every single person they have connected with in the past. There are people today that are toxic and they pour the acid on you, not because they are bad people. When they met you as a lady or as a guy, why they are a little suspicious, they have trust issues, it's because the last three persons they met broke their hearts. They trusted and the people used them. So when you show up, they are not just relating with you, they are relating with the memories of the past relationship they are involved in. Do you understand what I'm saying? Number two, realize that when you're relating with people, I know this is an academic conversation, and I shouldn't sound spooky or spiritual, but you see, life is spiritual. I want you to understand that right now, we do not have over 1,000 people seated in this hall. No, that's a big lie. A statistician will tell you that we have over 8 billion people on the face of the earth, 7 continents. I say that's a lie. Rather, what is true is that we have 8 billion spirits on the earth with 2 kingdoms. Forget about continents. Our life is spiritual. It means that when you connect with a person, you're not just connecting with their body, you're connecting with their spirit. You're not just connecting with their spirit. When I talk about spirit, next slide please, you're connecting with their lordship. Everybody here has a lord. You can agree, you can disagree. I'm not here for a debate, but you have a Lord, and God is either your Lord or the devil. You can't serve either. And aside lordship, you are connecting with their convictions. Conviction is the pillar of life. Somebody believes it's okay to have sex if you love a person. That is a dangerous person to be around. Because when they are done sleeping with you, if your younger sister comes around, they sleep with her too. They don't care. For them, sex is how they show the love. You're connecting not just with people's spirit, you're connecting with the spiritual influences around their lives. How many of you realize that there are, I'm sorry to sound a little spooky, that there are people, now, you see, as an undergraduate, I knew that I was not just a student, but I was a Christian student. And I knew that I was sent here to Futa'S to fulfill destiny and to help as many persons get God and get life right and be their best, the best they can ever be. The same way there are guys and there are ladies on campus who came sent by the devil to destroy you. They may speak all the Queen's English in the world. It doesn't change the fact that they are demon possessed. I always tell a story of a friend of mine while we were on campus. He was a cool guy. Say cool guy. Say cool guy. There were 3 of us. A female was, in our midst. I remember those days when we said, let's go and pray. He said, no, we came to school to read. He went for service. During service here, I served in the north, in Jigawa State. I won't tell you the state he served. It's the farthest state in the north. And all of a sudden, he just told me, he's in trouble. I said, what happened? During service here, he felt, 5 years. About 5-0 now. This one is NYC. Somebody should not. And he got connected with a lady. They did not even have sex. He told me that. They just browsed. And he started having strange dreams. Pythons in the dream. He literally ran mad. My friend that never fasted a day left that state. Just imagine Jigawa State by himself. Ran to Lagos State to Mountain of Fire looking for who to deliver him. Till today, it's not yet balanced. The last time I saw him on the street, it doesn't still look like it yet. That was one of the most promising friends that I had. I'm not trying to make up stories to scare you. Life is spiritual. We who minister, sometimes you see a lady so beautiful, and all of that. You start ministering and you see reactions. You are not just connecting with fine girls wearing fine skirt or fine trouser. You are connecting with spirits. There are cultists on this campus. I know that other speakers will talk about that. And cultism is not just a group, it's not just an organization. It is backed up by spirit, by demons. So when you understand that when you relate, you're not just relating with people, with the body, you are relating with spirit. You want to be careful the kind of spirit you're connected with. And listen to me. There are, how many of you have had to use a very good, strong internet before? Once you connect to the internet, if you mistakenly click on an image, it has downloaded. That was how I downloaded virus many years ago. And I literally lost my hard drive. Listen. Relationships are one of the highways to download what will shut you down. So before you open your ears to talk to a person, ask yourself, who is this person in the spirit? Listen to me. If we all ask this question, nobody will have heartbreaks. Number 2, you're not just connecting with them in the spirit, because all humans are not a spirit. They have a soul. The part of us that connects with the immaterial world. We have the spiritual world, we have the immaterial world. So when you talk about the soul, you're talking about their value system, their ideologies, their belief systems, their purpose, their potentials. And I want to say, for you to be saved, it's not enough to connect with people first at the level of their spirit, because there are tongue-talking brothers and sisters who are daft. Their brain is empty. The only thing they know is tongues. And we have some of them, our Muslim brothers too and sisters. The only thing about them is mosque. Purpose, zero. Passion, zero. Dreams, zero. Vision, zero. Ambition, zero. So it's not enough to say, if I can just decipher and know that this person is right, then I can connect. No, it's not just about their spirit. Who are they in their mind? And listen to me, every one of us seated here, we're a product of our mindset. I hope you realize that. Am I talking to us this morning? And apparently, the body, you are connecting with people. That's why you can have communicable diseases. But I want to de-emphasize on the body. Next slide, please. Now that we understand why we must be careful before we open the door of our lives to people, what is then the purpose of relationship? And these are the things I call the green flags of relationship. The first one is companionship. We all need companionship. It's not only married people that need companionship. It doesn't matter how strong you are. There comes a point in your life when you need somebody to tell you they care. Am I lying? Listen, you are most meant to be pitied if the only time you hear people care for you is February 14th. I pity you. It was yesterday, right? I hope some of you have not blown your fuse. Are we together? All of us need to be cared for. Babies need care. Teenagers need care. Adults need care. The woman who has just 5 days left to live needs care. That's why you have intensive care unit. Even for people who are about to give up the ghost, there is still a care center for them. Praise God. Aside companionship, we need support system. We need encouragement. We need counsel. We need resources. I remember as an undergraduate, I came from a very humble background. And for most of the time, it will surprise you to know that as an underlevel student, my stipend every week was 200 naira. It can't buy pure water. What you call a sachet water. It can't. It can't. I was staying at Akineko then. I checked for most of the time. So the question is, how did I survive through the campus? Relationships. I had people who supported me because they knew that I was a man of value. And thank God they did, because they are not regretting it today. Number 3, growth. It's not just enough to have companionship, to have a support system. You need a team that can help you grow. Grow your visions, grow your dreams, grow your aspirations, grow your potentials. If you're here and you don't have people around you, and these are the kind of people you should look out for the next 5 years and beyond. People that they're a womb. Listen to me, there are 2 kinds of people you meet. You meet tombs and wombs. There are people that once you open up to and you tell them about your dreams, is dead on arrival. There are people that if you tell them your ideas, they will incubate it and they will give you back a baby. Don't be so useless that the only thing you can give a lady is a sperm. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? You have so much more to offer. You have so much more to offer. Our world and Africa, lately, is suffering today because we have more men that the only thing that can release is the sperm. What happens to leadership? What happens to control? You have kids running wild because that's at home and not available. You must surround yourself intentionally with men and women, younger or older, or your hate mates, who can empower your ideas. Even when you're afraid, they tell you can do it. Listen to me. I know many of us are not happy with the result of AFCON's final, but I don't expect those guys to do any better. If you saw that stadium, they literally choked us out with the support base. If you think support is overrated, think again about AFCON's final. You literally had to be looking for green, white, green in that stadium. How many of you watched the match? It's hard to succeed when all the odds are against you. You need your own fan base. You need your own cheerleaders. And may you be that young man who will be fortunate enough all through your stay in Futa to have people who tell you, this semester, 5 dot. I'm not telling you what's not true? In our organization, we have people who had 5.0 even in medical school. I can call one of them, she's here. But I don't like to expose people. Why? Because we create a closed system. I pump them up. For you, 80 is not hay. I tell them 80 hay for you start from 95 to 100. For them, 70 is half. You can't have that kind of support system and say, you're tired of reading. What is tired? Then number 4, multiplied impact. They said 2 heads are better than 1. Not all 2 heads. 2 good heads. To have multiply impact, you need to be sure that the people you're connected with are amplifier and not divisors. And listen to me. Any form of relationship that you're connected to that does not satisfy 3 over 4 of what I've listed above, it's a danger. It's a decoy. Run for your life before it's too late. Listen to me. Don't let anybody lie to you and tell you, you see, and this is not always how bad I've been. No. You see, just give me some time, I'll get better. It does not matter how many years you give a banana, an apple seed, it will never become a mango. People don't just change. So if those value systems are not there now, they may never be there. I'm not saying people can't change. My secondary school experience has validated that. There are many guys while we're on campus, they were bad boys. Right now they are married, they are still bad boys. On the group, they still talk about side chicks. They were bad, they are bad, maybe they will be bad. I pray they change. But there are some, people who are bad. You hear that they are pastors. Some of them are not pastors, they have become good people. So I'm not saying people can't change. But if you must gamble, don't gamble with your life. You can gamble with your money, you can make it again. I'm not saying you should gamble, don't get me wrong. But did you get the point? If you have to trade and say, maybe, let me just trust a person I shouldn't trust with this, don't let it be your life. Unfortunately, people trust people with their bodies more than they trust them with their ATM pin. Which is important to you? And let me also have this. One of the biggest madness I've seen on campus. People say, don't talk to me, don't talk to us about this, we are adults. Yes, I understand. You may be plus 18, but can I help you realize that when you go to the pornography site and they say plus 18, they are saying plus 18 not because plus 18 immunes you from the negative impact of your choices. Your age does not immune you from consequences. So you can be old enough. There are students, as I speak, they are living in a boy's house. Their parents send them to school to read. They became sex mates and cook mates. And when you ask them, say, it's the love of my life. And they will tell you, you see, do you know that there are people who started like this and they have a happy marriage? How many of them have you met? Tell me. Now, in this room, at least, we have 4 mommies and some daddies. 5 mommies. You can literally ask all the mommies here, none of them did that. And I'm sure they have a happy home. So where did you see your own statistics? Where did you see it? Don't be deceived. And that's why people find it difficult to correct people on campus. Say they are adult, let them be. They know what they are doing. You don't. One of the burdens of adulthood, by the way, maybe I should quickly take a decoy and tell you what an adult is. An adult is not somebody who's plus 18. There are many babies who are 35. Who is an adult? An adult is a person who understands their difference. And they understand the consequence of that difference. And by difference, I talk about uniqueness. The day you realize your purpose, you realize your pathway, and you understand that by implication, there are things you can never do again because you know this is who you are. That is the day you become an adult. If you realize that at age 12, you just became an adult. At the age of 12, permit me to use Jesus as an example. He was an adult. He was an adult at 12. He knew his purpose. He could stay without food for 3 days. Why? He was locked on purpose. Some of you can't do without food. Every 4 hours. You are still a baby. Grow up. So next, I want to quickly talk to us about the red flags and the yellow flags. So when you get in the relationship, what are the things to look out for? And once you see these things, it's either you start taking the exit door or you run for your life. Number 1, let's talk about the yellow flags. Okay, man. Can I quickly wrap up on this line? My time is up. I hope you've learned so much. I hope you've learned so much. The first thing is, you don't just make friends with your friends. Check who their friends are. If somebody says good, but he has the capacity to be friends with people who are on drugs, who smoke, who are into internet fraud, who party, but he's a good guy. He's not a good guy. There is something inside him that supports that. Did you hear what I'm saying? Did you hear what I'm saying? So I don't just make friends with my friends. I check who their friends are. Because if they are connected, remember I told you about connectivity. As long as they can have wrong people they are connected to, it's a matter of time the influence will flow to you. Number two, the appearance. Don't tell me appearance don't matter. How can you? All of us grew up guarding our nakedness. All of us. All of us. How many of us have 3-year-old, 4-year-old kids at home? Do they see bathe outside? How can you then come on campus and the only thing you wear is an handkerchief and you say it's fashion? A virus is already in your system. You have been compromised. Appearance matters. Listen to me. If you can't dress the way you are dressing during the week for a presentation, that means something is wrong with you. Right nowadays, maybe I will just wrap up on this because I want to respect time. Now, I don't know how we got here. I remember when I was in 100 level in Futa'S. Remember I told you, please, I don't mind sending a slide to you, so please make sure you use the link that I posted the other time. Nowadays, you see students wearing boxers, guys, to class. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I can't even wear it outside of our compound to fetch water, even though we don't fetch from the well. I can't even wear that to go buy stuff. Not because I'm married. I'm responsible. Some of you say, he slapped my butt. Why won't he? You are dressed like a slut. Listen to me. How many of you have been to a super expensive boutique before? The real super expensive stuffs are not placed on display. You are showing too much because you don't have so much. Did you hear me? I usually use this illustration. If you have a transparent glass and you pour milk halfway, half of the cup will be opaque, right? Half of the cup will be transparent. The more content you have inside, the less you show outside. Why you are showing your body is because you know it's your selling point. You know you have lacked competitive advantage where it matters, in your mind and in your spirit. Did you hear me? You can forget about celebrities. Those are not your examples. People who sleep around, come on, you want more. Forget about visibility and social media hype. Some of you, your life, some of them are begging to live the life you are living now. Many of them are paid gruesome prices to have that visibility they have. Can I say this? Say nudity. Say nudity is not beauty. Say you can be covered and classy. Say you can be covered and classy. I dress well, so I'm not from the ancient generation. It's not our fathers talking to you. Did you hear me? You can be covered and classy. And don't let anybody fool you. Who told you because you're in tech, you must look like a madman? All this madness. Have you, Mark Zuckerberg, the father of tech, how does he dress? Because you are making just $1,000. Now you must look like you are crazy. You see them, they look tattered. Tech is not what is making you like that. Elon Musk, how does he dress? Can we have a new value system again on this campus? I'm tired this time I come around. You see some ladies, you wonder, did you drop from the sky? How could you represent the family and look like this? Some of you, because of you, many people have insulted your mom. Let it stop. After this conversation, how many of you would like to know my mom? Be like that kind of a person. I made a solemn vow. I said, as a young man, I said, when people see my daughter, they will ask her, who is your dad? My final point. On this campus, lecturers sleep with students. Don't ask me, where are they? I know it exists. Now listen. There is something called sheeps. Wolves in sheep's clothing. And I know that Futa'S as of today has zero tolerance for lecturer, either intentionally or through victimization, sleeping with students. The biggest problem we have had so far is that most students don't know who to talk to. So when it happens to you and you become a victim, you're afraid. If I talk, I don't have evidence. Hey, wake up! If it has been happening, may it stop with your set. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? I'm still alive, and I'll be alive for a long time. See, that registration that you just did, at the end of this slide, that's my phone contact. If anybody is trying to mess around, either a campus ESCO, or somebody from the mosque, anybody around Futa trying to take advantage of you, either with incentive or with force, speak up. Now, in case you think, no, it has happened, I feel so heartbroken. I think I was the one that caused it. I didn't keep my boundaries. Listen, if you keep quiet about it, each time a lecturer, and some of them are predators. Some, I didn't say all. We have fathers. I can mention 10 who are fathers on this campus. You come close to them, your life is secured. Either you're a male or you're a female. So there are not all bad apples on this campus. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it happens to you and you keep quiet, let me tell you what you have done. Every single person who sleeps with a student expects to be caught. But when you don't talk, it tells them, I did it. Nobody caught me, so I can do it again. But if the first time they did it, you reported, they lost their job, they were prosecuted, it will send a signal to others that you can't do it and go scot-free. Did you hear me? So if you choose to keep quiet, you are not just trying to keep yourself. And we have mature people, highly trained counselors. I understand. Now, I used to have this argument. There is no way our counselors can counsel all Futarians. Many of us graduated never stepping into the counseling unit to ask a single question. So I know to say you will now come and be knocking at their door may be impossible. But talk to us. I am in direct contact, and I'm saying that as long as we are around Futa campus and I'm still alive, and I'll be alive a long time, I'm willing to work with the Student Affairs Division to ensure that whoever would open up, your case will be handled well. Your identity will be covered, so you don't have to be afraid. Did you hear what I'm saying? Either from a student or from a lecturer, I want us to bury that monster. I know people personally who spoke to me out of heart. It must stop. When your parents sent you to school, they sent you because they trusted that the institution would defend you. Don't be a prey. Expose the predators. Finally, I have some materials that I believe will help you connect with us beyond now. All right, I've written 2 books. Many of them are in the pipeline. Jailbreak. If you're here, you are struggling with addictions and you don't know how to stop, this book is your gateway to freedom. And if you're an African, you are looking forward to being a global icon impacting nations, this is another book you need to get, Disruptive Thinking for Global Relevance. All of them are accessible, all right, through this link on Seller. You can get yourself. And most importantly, I don't want to lose contact with you. Follow me on Facebook, follow our organization, all right, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We are everywhere. If you have personal questions on your mind, I would like again to connect with you beyond now. I want you to ask questions. Ask your question. Never think you will stop me. I am existing because of you guys. I'm willing to take your hands and take you on this journey to victory. Thank you so much once again. I want to appreciate the institution for granting me this rare privilege to speak with us this morning. I hope you got something. I hope you got something. Now do me a favor, make sure you tell somebody about what you've just heard. There are people who are not here yet. They will join us in a moment. Make sure that after now, have conversations around this in your department. God bless you. Before I leave, mommy, please, one more time. I will faint if I don't do this. How do you think I survived through the campus as a virgin? I'm handsome. You don't need to tell me. Is it because I didn't see fine girls? Oh, I had pressures. As an 100-level student, I was the most popular jambite. My nickname was Oracle. So I had all the access to sleep with as many girls as I could. But there was a power within me that empowered me to say no. Oh, there were days I felt like watching pornography like some of you. But I knew something bigger was at stake, and I cannot trade it. Actually, the power came when I met a friend, and his name is Jesus. You may not like church, You may not like that name, but if you like and you believe I've told you the truth this morning, that is my own secret. Maybe you have another way to escape, but if you think you have no other way, I prescribe to you that this is the way. And if you're here this morning, you want to make that quick decision to say, sir, I've heard you. I don't want my journey for the next 5 years and beyond to be marred with hurt, outbreak, and loss, and regret. I want to present to you Jesus. He is the way, the truth, and the life. Whatever you are seated there, it's not a religious thing, all right? I'm inviting you into a relationship. Can you just put your right hand on your chest and say this with me? And that begins your journey this morning. Say, Father, thank you for this morning. I've heard your word through your servant about relationship. I don't want to miss it for the next 5 years and beyond. Jesus, please come into my heart. I confess you as my Lord and Savior. I believe you heard me. Let the next 5 years be my best so far. Amen. Thank you. I love